So, I recently revisited Flip and talked about its changes since I've used it, but there was another app I used for my digital art called Medibang Paint. I used Medibang Paint a lot as a kid, and it was my very first exposure to making digital art. I used it on both my phone and my iPad, and I remember it being a pretty good software. Although at some point in time, I made the swap from Medibang to Procreate, which is another digital art program that you have to purchase from the App Store. Procreate costs $12.99, and once you buy it, you have it forever, which is a good deal in my opinion. But this video isn't about Procreate, it's about Medibang Paint. Way back in 2018, when I was first getting into digital art, the thing that reeled me into using Medibang Paint over the other apps was the fact it was a free software, since at the time I wasn't sure how I'd like digital art, so I didn't want to commit to paying for a software. And it's still free to this very day. Wait, what is this? Medibang Premium? A subscription service? Oh, I'm getting flashbacks, and they're not good ones. When did this even happen? In September 2021? Well, no wonder I left this software. Okay, so Medibang Paint now has a subscription service called Medibang Premium, which was introduced in 2021, as I just mentioned. But it's gone worse and worse as those years have progressed. When revisiting Medibang Paint in 2025, I noticed a few things that had changed in a negative way. Firstly, Medibang Paint has locked a bunch of different brushes and text fonts behind their premium service, even ones that you used to be able to use or download from their website for free, only allowing access to the brushes and text fonts if you subscribe to their premium plan or watch video ads. Which is annoying when like half of the brushes and text fonts on Medibang Paint are locked behind the paywall. That's a lot of ads to watch, especially when you only get the brush for a temporary amount of time. Like if you have a certain brush that you like behind the paywall, you'll have to watch a video ad every single time you come into the program to use it. So for anyone who's been using Medibang Paint for years and had established brushes and texts, that's gotta be super annoying. Secondly, the ads themselves are very annoying. If you don't buy Medibang Premium subscription, you'll always have ads on the software. When going on the app, I was bombarded with a bunch of different kinds of video ads. Pop-up video ads, picture ads, corner video ads. Like, they made sure to include every ad possible. Not just that, but Medibang tries to squeeze in as many ads in one page as possible. The My Gallery screen just feels so chaotic to me. I can't imagine how it feels to anyone with OCD, as this is a disorganized, cluttered nightmare. Medibang even makes sure to give you ads on top of your drawing page, which makes it harder to see your tools, layers, and functions while you're drawing. Plus, attacking you with video ads when you enter or leave your drawing you're working on. And just like Flip, some of these ads are difficult to close, making me frustrated when navigating through this software. Thirdly, Medibang Paint just feels a lot more laggy and slow than before. Like, we're in 2025, get with the times and fix the lag. I genuinely think this software performed better in the past, which is just sad. When scrolling through all my old drawing files, you can feel the amount of lag I dealt firsthand. I don't know if this is due to all the ads they put in the app, but either way, it's really annoying. I cannot deal with a laggy software as someone who has difficulty with patience. So it's probably what I hated the most with all the new changes. Alright, so what are the features that Medibang Premium has locked away from free users? Having over 600 unlimited brushes and materials on Medibang Paint, as I've already mentioned. Having no ads on the program, as I've mentioned already. Document window functions for iPad only, basically having window images to refer to while you're in the app, although I just put my reference pictures in when I'm drawing, so I don't see the appeal of this feature. Folder function, which allows you to put your artwork in a folder to manage it, although I'm allowed to create folders and add drawings into them, so I'm a bit confused on what this feature means. Filter function, just giving you filter options for your artwork to help improve the quality, I guess. Local font function, which allows you to import text fonts into Medibang from your device, for iPad and phone only. And custom export functions, you can only export either JPEG or PNG when saving your drawing, but with Premium you can export other kinds of file formats. I've only ever saved my files as JPEG or PNG, so I don't see the appeal of this feature. And finally, having more cloud storage. Free users get 3 GB, and premium users can get up to 300 GB. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why Medibang is so laggy for me. You can have different gigabytes depending on your subscription plan that you choose. I haven't mentioned the prices yet because of this reason. If you want 20 gigabytes, then it's $3.99 a month. If you want 100 gigabytes, then it's $6.49 a month. And if you want 300 gigabytes, it's $12.49 a month. Honestly, the prices aren't outrageous for an art program subscription, especially if you choose the first option being $3.99. Although, Medibang Paint isn't some grandiose software. It's just your run-of-the-mill, very beginner-friendly software. And that's great. It's nice to have art programs designed for an easy way for beginners. But the fact Medibang is putting things behind a paywall for their subscription service is just crazy. It's not worth it, at least not in my opinion. Go buy Procreate for $12.99 USD and have it forever. Have no ads, have no lag, and have a bunch of brush options. It's just a better software to boot. For $12.99. I don't even know how Medibang thought their subscription service could compete with the other drawing programs available already, but it just can't, not in my opinion. I guess at the very least, Medibang makes money off their ads they spam all over the software, but yeah, if you're still using Medibang Paint for free and suffering with the ads, I strongly recommend moving over to Procreate or any other good software for that matter. Take my word for it, Procreate has been such a great app and it's very easy to learn. Okay, now that I went over the ridiculous new subscription service and Medibang Paint, I should discuss Medibang and how it performs as an actual drawing software. For this video, I decided to try drawing in Medibang to truly see the Medibang experience in 2025. Also, Medibang made my speed paint video really blurry, it's so bad. I really hated my experience drawing in Medibang Paint. I'm actually embarrassed of this drawing. This isn't the usual quality I draw with. I don't necessarily think the software is bad for drawing, but after learning and using Procreate for years, I realized Medibang Paint is not that great. As I was drawing, I kept wanting to stop, but I stuck it out just for the sake of this video. Firstly, I didn't like how small the space felt in Medibang. All the tools and drawing layers are out beside your drawing, and it makes your drawing feel so condensed, especially when there's ads above it now too. Secondly, as I was drawing, I kept accidentally hitting the brush tool options, and it kept on swapping to the flat brush dry. It happened so much, I was super annoyed at a certain point. I think the workspace is just so small, it's hard to not accidentally hit the wrong thing now and then. Thirdly, for the liner, I tried to make it so I could draw with pen pressure by clicking on the size by pressure feature, but it didn't do anything, so whenever I wanted to make my lines actually look good, I had to erase them to give them a more pen pressure feeling. It's doable, but it's just annoying. If they have a size by pressure mode, you'd think it would work. Also, related to the line art, when drawing the lines, they just looked messy. My lines didn't look as clean as they do as when I draw in Procreate. I assume it's probably the fact I was using the pencil brush, but there's no other good options without watching a video ad. And there's no way I'm watching a video ad. Next, there wasn't an easy way to copy and paste a certain area in my drawing, so when copy pasting the sketch, I had to just erase everything but the eye when copy pasting my sketch. So when I got to the line art part, I made sure to create a different layer for the eye just so I could copy paste the other eye easier. Again, you can work around this, but it was a bit annoying. Lastly, at the very end, when trying to save my drawing, I honestly didn't know if I'd ever make it to the saving part. I got one ad after naming my project to my files, and another ad when closing the file to go to my gallery page. And the ad was an annoying Temu ad that didn't let me escape that easy. Low-key, it probably would have been better to just double tap out of the app and go back onto it afterwards. Also, last note, Medibang seriously cooked up my battery. I started at around 90% and it went down to 32% by the time I finished my drawing. And my drawing didn't even take that long to do, maybe 30 minutes, as I rushed it a lot. With this all said, did I draw my character digitally without having to pay for anything? Yes. And does it look good enough as a drawing? Yeah. So, in the end of the day, if you choose to use Medibang Paint as your drawing software, it'll get the job done. Especially if you're a beginner artist. But by no means is it anything fancy. And by no means should you pay for their subscription service, especially when other drawing softwares exist that are far superior than Medibang Paint. So yeah, that's my personal take on Medibang Paint after revisiting it in 2025. Let me know down below if you've ever used Medibang Paint to draw, or if you still use it to this day. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing or liking the video. It really helps my channel a ton. It's been Leamon, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.